thing. I'm here with Council Rebecca, and she's really helping me, because now we have talked about the land tenure systems in the first video. The second video, what we need to look out for when we want to purchase land. She said we shouldn't be intimidated by brokers. Brokers, we are here for you. Then we are now going to look at the other interests on the land.
That we have registered proprietors on land. Those are not the only recognized landowners in Uganda. The law also recognizes other tenants by occupancy. These are grouped into two groups. We have the bonafide occupants and the lawful occupants.
My friend, who are you? Are you the lawful occupant or the bonafide occupant? You tell us, then we can know where we fall.
Okay, I'll start with the lawful occupants, or the Kibajja holders, commonly known as Kibajja holders. And as we earlier said, these are mainly people, majority of them are in the central region, Kibajja holders.
Bebibanja basinga bali mu central one, bali mu Buganda region one, Bibanja owners.
These are, some people would refer to them as squatters. You own this land with the consent of the owner. They say, so you find someone has a very big piece of land. They own like as we said, Buganda, when these two cut out big chunks of land, yes, you find they have covered in other people who own that same piece of land. So the owner grants you a chance, an opportunity to continue.
Either to stay there, or what, obeerako ne family yo, oba olimirako, oba naye nga kwoli, naye nga nannyini ttaka akumanyi nti kwoli. So si liryo, tolina kibanja tolina kyapa kyalyo, naye nannyini ttaka amanyi nti kwoli.
Yes, Kati, that's the first category.
That is the Kibajja holder, or the tenant, the lawful?
The lawful occupant.
Okay.
In the lawful occupant, we have talked about the Kibajja being on land and with the knowledge of the landowner. But then there are also those people who occupy that land by virtue of particular laws. The Busulu and the Mvuju laws. Then we have the Toro landlord and tenant acts, and then also the Ankoli landlord and tenant act. These acts were settling people on pieces of land.
Okay.
Yes, so such categories of people and what we term lawful occupants. These lawful occupants have their rights. You cannot just wake up out of the blue and evict someone. Evict someone from the land. Let's say you buy a piece of land, very big. It has these Kibajja holders. You come in and you tell them, I bought the land, leave my land. No, the land recognizes these people as lawful occupants. They have rights in this land.
So which are some of these rights?
They have the right to sell their interest in the land. They don't have legal interest. They have equitable interests. Legal interests are for mainly those who have certificates of title. Okay. If you have a certificate of title as the landowner, definitely you have legal interest. Then these
equitable,
equitable, you don't have, you're just there by virtue of equity.
What is
mercy of another person.
Okay, yeah.
Mercy of another, you do not have a document
to show that you're there, but you're there and they know that you're there.
Yes.
So I have a right to sell your equitable interest to the person that has bought the larger piece of land.
Let me explain it very well. You can sell it to any other person with the consent of the owner of the land.
Okay.
So what the law says is when you're as a Kibajja holder, when you're intending to sell your land to any other person, you first give the owner of the land the first option to purchase. Yes. If the owner of the land does not have interest in purchasing your portion, then they give you consent for you to sell to another person outside.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. The law says the owner should not refuse to grant you the consent.
My question will go to, if I understand I can sell my equitable interest to somebody else who is interested, in buying it. How about if I don't want to move? Then you've sold your land and I don't want to go away. Let's get to the point.
So if the landowner has sold, intends to sell the land, the law also requires him to first give the option to you, the Kibajja holder,
and
to
I
first
can't
purchase.
afford.
If you can't afford, then the person who buys that land from the registered owner buys the entire land, yes, but your interest is still protected.
Does that person become my new landlord?
Yes.
That person becomes my new landlord?
Yes.
Okay.
You still retain your interest in that land.
What if, how do I become independent of that landlord? Is there a way that they bampa kutake maika portion?
You can become independent of the landlord if you decide to purchase that portion of your land. You tell the landlord, are you buying this land from me? Because you have to give him the first option. If he says no, then you negotiate. Like, let me purchase this land from you so that you get your own certificate now of title. So now option. You lose your equitable interest and you obtain legal interest in that land.
Actually, you become now the legal owner of that small piece of land where you are.
Exactly. Okay. Yes. As we should also put in mind that, and people out there should know this, that these Kibajja holders are not, you cannot just evict them. The only option or the only circumstance in which you can evict a Kibajja holder is if you've obtained a court order of eviction. Let's say they have failed to pay the ground rent. They pay you some little money. But if they have failed to pay and court has seen it has deemed it fit for them to be evicted, then you can evict them from the land only with the court order. But these are interests that are protected.
Because now those are their rights. What is their duty?
Their duty?
Yeah.
To pay the rent.
To pay the rent. That's their duty.
Yes.
How about these landlords who pretend that they are so unavailable? If I've looked for my landlord for so long and I cannot find them, where do I deposit that money? Because I need a receipt to show that I've been paying. So wabatali available all the time. Ngobanga simani jali. Where do I pay that car? First of all, who imposes the amount that I should pay? And then where do I pay it when my landlord is unavailable?
The law provides for the minister setting up different roles on a body that is to set up to set the rate. But I don't think it has been operational yet. Yes. And in case of any complaint at the moment, you talk to either your LCs or you lodge a complaint with the Ministry of Lands, because we're supposed to have district land tribunals.
Yes, I know.
Which have not been operational. They have not been operationalized yet.
So basically, the easiest is negotiate first of all. Secondly, if you're failing to agree, talk to your LC. Yes. But if it's beyond that, then you can go to the Ministry of Lands. Now, those ones, we have agreed that every year I give you 50,000 or 100,000. And then, or 80K, or even 5,000. I know people who are giving 5,000 on land as annual rent.
Mainly those who are settled on land subject to the Busulu and Mvuju.
Kakati, that unavailable tenant, where do I deposit my money?
You can deposit it at sometimes people don't. Most cases they don't, but always inquire from Ministry of Land.
Okay. Always inquire.
There is always an inquiry desk. You can always go, ask and find out where you deposit your money.
Okay. So now we have looked at the Kibajja holders as part of the lawful occupants. Yes. Is there any other?
The other group will be the Bonifide occupants. These are also recognized under the law, and basically Bonifide occupants are people like, let's say, before they're coming into force of the 1995 Constitution. These are people who were occupying, using or developing the land unchallenged.
So before the 1995 Constitution of Uganda, my father decided to go and set on some piece of land,
Yes.
and he has been using it. Nobody was saying that that is our land. Nobody was saying that Petumi Busulu naberawo emyaka nga kumi.
The law says it has to be 12 years
And
or
above.
more. Yes.
Okay.
Then if you've superseded those 12 years, then you become a bona fide occupant and you're protected by law. Because the basis of this comes from the rationale for this bona fide occupants is that you cannot, no, the basis actually comes from the limitation. According to our Limitation Act, you cannot bring a cause of action for land, or you cannot sue to recover land after a period of 12 years.
So in short, mubumpimpi mikwano jange, obanga obadde kutaka emyaka 12 n'okusooba. So omuntu tayinza emyaka egyo gyonna abaddewa. Tayinza kujja n'atandika kugamba nti kati ettaka lyange njagala ng'obaddewo omwaka gumu 2 3 4 mpaka 10 12 n'ofiirwa n'oziika okwo. So kooti oba amateeka gagamba nti ofuuse bonafide occupant.
You get possession, title by possession, because you've been on that land for a very long period of time. And the rationale behind that is that if you own land, why do you abandon it?
For 12 years.
Because if you're a landowner, you're supposed to protect your land, guard it well. So if you leave it unattended to and someone has occupied it for 12 years, no, they put a stop on you. They say, this person has become an adverse possessor of this land.
This brings me to an understanding as landowners, as we are purchasing and investing in buying land in different parts of the country, please make sure that you buy and purchase land for purpose. Make use of it, visit it, get to know who is in your land even when you're not there. Put caretakers on your land and have all these things documented. Otherwise, if a clever person who knows about this bona fide occupancy lands on your land, what was that? Lands on your land. They are going to enjoy it and eventually will become lawful owners of your land.
Yeah. Yeah, so if if you do not use your land for that period of 12 years or more, after the expiry of the 12 years, your right as a legal owner in that land is extinguished. You're no longer the owner. And this person who has been on the land for 12 years has a right to go to court to, if you sue them that now I've come, I want my land back, this person has been on my land. First of all, they have to prove to court that they've been on that land. They will say, I was on that land since 1950 something. I have a residential home there, that is to show possession. I have a residential home, I have a garden, I have what? I have been there. And everyone sees that I've been on that land. So, having established that, they have a right to request court. Some of the orders they request from court are that your certificate of title, you, the landowner, is cancelled. And court
for
goes,
free?
Yes. Court goes
for free?
Yes. Court goes ahead and orders that registered landowner's title is cancelled. And a title should be given to the occupant, bona fide occupant.
Have you heard?
Guard your land jealously. And those who have been on the land for such a long period of time, let's say your judge has been on the land for such a long period of time, these are your rights. You can go to court, apply for an order for cancellation or issuance of a certificate of title.
Surely, after we've had this discussion with Rebecca, we have learned a lot about, and personally I've learned, because now I hope I'm not encouraging all this. My program is not encouraging you to go and occupy people's land, but so
this is to curb negligent landowners.
Negligent landowners.
Probably you are so busy abroad, or you have enough land. People are on the land, and you know that they're actually on your land, and you do not push them off your land. This is what happens to you. You lose it.
Wow. I can't add any more to this. I hope you have enjoyed this. Bambi, share this video to so many people across platforms, because people's land is being grabbed. People's rights are being violated. People are being killed, like we said already. Land is a beautiful resource, but if misused, it could end your life.
Yeah.
So friends, don't be negligent landowners, but also tenants. Enjoy your rights while upholding your duties. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you very much
Thank
for
you for
hosting
having
us.
me.
And next time, click, subscribe, and share. Bye.